Yo, what's up everyone? Muzi Beats here, and today I'm gonna show you 4 basic components you need to make simple trap beats. And if you watch further, I'll drop a gem on how you can get your 808s to hit harder and punch through the mix. Yeah, so I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. Let's just get into it. Now, first things first, if you open up FL Studio, what's gonna show up is this screen right here. And personally, I don't like this screen because there's too much going on. They give you the stock kick and then the stock clap, and I don't like these sounds because the basic and the trash. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go to new from template and choose an empty template, and what this will do is it will just give us more space. It doesn't really matter, but I just prefer to do this for some odd reasons. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the sampler, make sure that this green box is ticked, go to the piano roll, and I'm doing that by clicking this piano roll button right here, go into the stamp, choosing minor, natural, or Aeolian as our melodic scale, and then we're gonna use C minor. That's the scale we're gonna be in. So we're gonna shift this down. Well, I'm doing this by pressing left clicking, pressing shift. Damn. Okay, shift, left click, then drag down. Then we're gonna drag this up to C4. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up after the 4 right here, go onto the 5 where the 5 begins, and then we're just gonna press Command L just to make it longer, or Control L if you're using PC. Now, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna open up FL keys. We're gonna click this arrow right here, and we're gonna choose a dark piano preset since we're making a dark piano trap beat. And then from here, we have all the notes we can use for our chord progression. And the major thing that's gonna be important is knowing the half step. So when I mean half steps, I mean D here and D sharp are half steps. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna double them. Yeah, and we're gonna go G sharp. We're gonna go G, then up to G sharp, just like that, up to G sharp, and our root note will be C the entire time. So we've got C as our root note, and we're just gonna drag this, and I'm dragging this by pressing shift left click, and I'm just dragging it to the right on the mouse pad, and we're just gonna drag all this here. Now it's gonna get pretty repetitive, so what I'm gonna do is at the last part here, I'm just gonna move that to F, and just leave it like that. So let's just hear what it sounds like for now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag the tempo up, maybe to something like 150, because I want it to be a little bit faster. And then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the channel rack, double click, go into the settings tool right here, go to the wrench, and we're just gonna arpeggiate it by clicking the up arrow once, and then we're just gonna put the range to 2, and this is what it's gonna sound like. So now that that's done, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drag the dark piano into the second track. And what I've done, and I'm just doing that by going, it was empty at first, just drag that up to 2. And then now in the mixer, we go to the mixer by clicking this button. It's been routed to this second track in the mixer. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna EQ it, cut the lows out, but then not too much of the lows because it's gonna lose too much character. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So it's lost all the low end, and it's lost too much character of the piano, and we want to cut enough lows so that's not clashing with the 808 and it doesn't get affected. So we're gonna cut it until halfway, and then we're gonna cut the highs out too, just so we leave space for the snare and the hi-hats. We're just gonna add reverb onto it, like a slight amount, not a slight amount. We're just gonna, and then from here we're just gonna add growth speed. And from growth speed, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna click this arrow right here, go to momentary, and choose half speed. Now, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, it's lost a lot of detail, and it's very one-dimensional. So what we're gonna do to add more detail to the melody is we're gonna open up another FL keys. We're gonna choose presets. We're gonna choose dark piano again. We're gonna press Command C. If you're using PC, Control C, and then Command V if you're using Mac, Control V if you're using PC. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna add another layer of piano chords to the melody. And since we wanna, as I said, we wanna add more detail, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna press Shift, drag this to the right a little bit, then press Command down, and yeah, let's see what this sounds like. So now that we've added more detail, what we're gonna do is we wanna make the second piano sound more realistic. And how we're gonna do this is we're gonna press Options R or Alt R if you're using PC. And what this will do is this it will randomize it. First, if it's your first time opening it, it will look like this. All you have to do is just disable the pattern part. And then from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna press Options S. And what this does is that it strums it. So we're just gonna mess with the timing a little bit. And we don't need to mess with the velocity. We don't need to mess with the velocity because by pressing Options R, we've already randomized the velocity. So we're just gonna accept that. We're gonna grab this the slice tool, which is right here, and then we're just gonna cut some of the excess part off. Press delete to take off to take out those notes, and this was gonna yeah. So now let's move on to the hi-hats. So for the hi-hats, I'm thinking a simple two-step hi-hat pattern, and just with some rolls on it, just to make it sound a little bit more complicated. So I thought a roll could come in. So just like that. It sounds weird when you're mouthing it off, but it's better than nothing. So there. Maybe add a roll right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna delete all these notes here by pressing Control left click or Command left click, and we're just gonna press Command L just to make everything longer, and then Command B just to shift it over to the other side. And why I made everything longer is that it's gonna be much easier to like shift everything along, just like that. So this is our hi-hat pattern right here. So now we're just gonna add a clap, just to like get more of that bounce going. So now we're just gonna add our 808, which is this 808 right here. Now I promised that I'm gonna show you the if you made it this far through the video, I said I'm gonna show you the trick I used to get the 808s to hit harder, and I'm mad at my word, so I'm just gonna do that right now. But please don't forget to like and subscribe if you've made it this far, and even if you haven't made it this far, just don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be truly appreciated. Trying to get 100 subscribers, and anything will help me out. Now, how I make my 808s hit harder is I just increase the velocity and put it at the max. And what this does is that it allows it to hit harder than everything else in the mix. So, and bright side about that is when you're editing, when you're mixing the beat and whatnot, you can always bring the volume down just so that it sits well in the mix. So that's gonna be our 808 pattern right there. And we're just gonna press Command B just to shift it over to the other side, shorten this note here. Press Command B, yeah. So I'm gonna make this note shorter right here, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have it hit at the F right there. Now, if you heard like some of the notes were bleeding into each other, and the best way to stop this is by going into the double clicking on the 808, going into the envelope, decreasing everything except for the hold, and what that does is that when you press an 808, like and you let go, like the note stops itself too. And then we're gonna let it cut itself just so that we can just stop the notes bleeding over to each other. This was gonna sound like now. And then now what we're gonna do to finish the beat is we're just gonna add a kick. Okay, so what we're gonna do with the kick is we're just gonna copy and paste all the notes from the 808 by pressing Command C, then pressing Command V just to paste the notes there, and then here yeah, and we're just gonna press Shift D just to make them shorter. So this is the full beat now. Yeah, so that's the beat for today. I want to show you guys how to make a simple trap beat using basic chords. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And the more videos that are gonna show up here that you can watch that I've made. Trying to get 100 subscribers. So if you can help me out with that, I would really appreciate that. Thank you very much.